That's a good view on Indian Trace. Appreciate you tuning in. It's it's an honor to be able to bring some of this stuff, let alone share some of this stuff. Yes, this video is about a winner. And we have a winner in the Indian Trace giveaway. I usually only give about 72 hours, maybe another day on top of that, but Brian Hall is the Indian Trace winner. And congratulations, Brian. As many of you knew, I put these up and I had incredible comments, incredible entries for this group that came from a move-in day that I did last week. Just some great stuff coming in for the North American Indian and in honor of them. And, it's just, those entries were just mind-blowing. Some of them bring you to tears if you read them, just very touching about people who had inspired them. So, Brian, thanks for your entry and for certain subjective reasons that I thought were really important. I gave you the win. There'll be more. I do a handful here and there. Look at this hammerstone. Was featured before. Incredible piece. And with these, that I'm able to give away, I had a question come in again from, I think, somebody who was new on Indian Trace and said, how on earth do you maintain a collection when you're just giving this kind of stuff away? Many of you know from Indian Trace, look at this. Sitting quietly next to me. A tall vase that many of you know as my Heartbreakers vase. Pause it and take a look at it. Incredible pieces are in this vase. The newer pieces on top, of course. Maybe even seen those in video recently. And as we go down in time, pieces that I found. Drills, incredibly smoking pieces. I won't go around the whole thing. It's just, I've done a couple videos that highlight this vase. But I mean to tell you, not one piece in here, I will tell you that if you're new, is whole. Every piece is broken and smoking. Great stuff. Great stuff on Indian Trace. Just look at this. So, that's just one avenue, as you guys, many of you know. But Brian, these things are coming to you. I've got also my display series and my heritage series that highlight the box. But again, congratulations. And I'll just give a quick flyover and make a couple comments about it. There was somebody else I actually thought would get the win, and then what I do is I always backtrack their digital footprint to find out what they believe, what they're involved in, and there's a couple priorities that I have to have. I have to see that a person is believing in this nation, number one, in the United States of America, and in freedom. I have to see that in some ways, it could be in the way that they post videos, it could be in the way that they make comments, but I got to see that they support the United States of America for my son's sake, for the freedom of this nation, which has brought everything that we consider good, that we define as good, to the world. You think a refrigerator's good? You think an oven is good? You think heating and air is good? You think a plane or a train or an automobile is good? It came from freedom. So I need to see that supported in terms of the nation going forward, politically and with leadership. That's a criteria for me in my thing. So don't try to fake me out. We can all do our research and check people out. So the winners, usually I've already gone back to find out what I can about them, if they have a channel or what have you. Great finds. And Brian, kudos to you. That's going to be great for you to get into a collection somewhere, as well as this hammerstone and these. Don't find hammerstones like that often. Happy to move it on. And this pottery. Just good stuff. Exemplary of the North American Indian here in eastern central North Carolina. Just great stuff. Texture's all there. Forget the natural light on this. But I'm happy as can be about sharing it. I just cannot keep the volume that comes in. And so it helps me. A couple people said, yeah, well, karma or fate, I'm going to do well out there. But from Indian Trace to all of you out there, I really appreciate the video before this. I did, and check it out if you haven't seen it or you haven't taken the time. Yeah, I do a bit of writing, publish some books, and they're easy to get to, they're cheap, and some of these thoughts, some of the content of what makes, I think, collecting these artifacts beneficial, which means celebrating a resilience, celebrating a freedom that the North American Indians did, is in the content of those pages. Even if it's a book about running, you know it's going to have some of this fiber in there. It's going to be knitted in there. So I'm putting out a couple new books, which that highlighted, one called Indian Trace. It's going to be volume 1 and volume 2, as I mentioned before, but it's going to be well worth checking out. It's going to be about the whole formation of the last 5 years and being able to gain this kind of artifact windfall. I mean, 5 years. That's just one place that I display things, and I've got it only half filled. I mean, I'm pretty picky, but appreciate it out there. And again, Brian, congratulations in all of it. Be well out there.